Well, I made a promise to my sheep, and I'm afraid I've broken it. But I even did my own hair for the day. Look, I gave myself short back sides. Some little team of rotters is coming into my garden and destroying stuff. I'm just coming through the pheasant tree, and I just want to see whether she's having babies or I'm more Well, today, folks, was going to be sheep shearing day, but my shearer has sadly pulled his back, which is a hazard of the job. And I guess if you've ever tried to shear a sheep, I have done it once. It's hard work. It really needs a lot of bending over, and I can see if you've done your back in, there's no way you can do it. But I even did my own hair for the day. Look, I gave myself short back and sides, nice and ready. However, guys, my shearer ran out halfway through, so I now have a pineapple top. So it's a good job I wear a hat because I look ridiculous. And we have no baby bunnies. She has built the nest further, but I do think it might be a phantom pregnancy. Her son, so the buck that was in there, was only about 9-10 weeks old, so that's only 2.5 months, which generally is a little bit early. My other buck, my Thane, my main breeding buck, he didn't even want to breed till he was like 7-8 months old. So I'm thinking phantom pregnancy, but I'm going to keep an eye on it because this is unusual behaviour for Liara, so you never know. And finally, work alongside wildlife, they say. It will be fantastic and back to Mother Earth, they say. Some little team of rotters is coming into my garden and destroying stuff. So last night, something came and chewed off one of the best straw flowers, chewed it off at the base. I'm just wondering, actually, this one has been pulled up and attacked. So I've had to come in and re-put in, look, and this one's been knocked over. I've already done some. I just noticed over here, one of my gladioli corms been pulled out. Where was that even in? Can we see a hole? Maybe it was over here. Let's just put it in here. And then over here, where I put in all these lovely plugs of kale and chard, something is coming along and just pulling them straight out. So I come down in the morning, this is 2 days running now, come down in the morning and there's little plants just scattered across. I don't appreciate it. I'm thinking this might be birds because they're not eating it. The plants aren't being eaten. So I think something's coming along, like that jackdaw we saw the other day, grabbing the plants, pulling them out and looking in the soil underneath. And then perhaps in the flower farm, it's a mouse, but it's quite annoying. And I guess part of it again is this cold spring, because these plug plants are going in with a nice healthy root ball, but then because it's cold, those roots aren't growing fast enough to implant them into the soil. So they're basically just sat there for days, like these have been here for probably a week, 10 days now. And normally, hot weather, I would have expected those roots to start percolating into the soil and anchor them down, but it's not happening. So at the moment, every morning I'm coming and I'm putting the plants back into the holes and I'm giving them a good water and I'm hoping that we get some sunshine. You know, some things happen for a reason, and I'm sorry that Jason has pulled his back, and obviously I don't want to put hurt on him, but it has rained all afternoon, so it would have been a pain. Now, I've only got the 7 sheep, so it really wouldn't have taken him very long to do them, but of course their fleeces would have all been wet because they're kept outside, and it's better to have dried fleeces. So hopefully we can reschedule for a couple of weeks' time when the sun might be out. It will be in June, and might be a slightly nicer day for it. So I made the sheep a promise of having their fleeces removed, and it hasn't happened. Although, to be quite fair, it's still quite cold. And I don't know what it must be like for sheep to have that massive woolly fleece on and then it all comes off in one go. They must be frozen afterwards. So actually, they're probably quite happy that it hasn't come off today, because otherwise they would be quite wet until the fleece starts to grow again. So these guys, I'm afraid you've got a few more days or possibly weeks to wait. They don't exactly look too annoyed, do they? One thing I will say is I cannot wait to see these Jacobs shorn, because their fleece is so thick. You can kind of see a little bit on her neck where her skin is and how big that fleece comes out. But they're going to look absolutely minuscule once they're shorn. The other thing is, I also can't wait to see the Norfolks, because they obviously have the standard black face, black legs, but when you shear them, they also have a black belly. So they're pristine white on top, and then they have this black belly, black legs, and black face, black face. That's a tongue twister. So I'm excited to see them shorn for the first time. And actually, yeah, these two will be shorn for the first time. She's a shearling, so she's been shorn once. So it'll be exciting to see what they look like. Hello, Coco. Hey. The other thing I'll say about the shearing is Norfolk horns, the standard is white, not brown. And I found this out after I got her, and apparently brown is a bit of a dominant gene. So she has got quite a lot of brown in her. Now, when a lot of this is shorn away, she won't be as brown. So there will be some brown. She's not a fantastic breed standard, but I'm excited to see how much of the brown currently on her fleece, hence her name Coco, how much of that kind of disappears and is renewed with this fresh underlying white fleece. The other thing I want to show you is in the market garden, and it's the almond tree. So if you remember, kind of throughout the spring, at the beginning of a lot of the videos, I used to put the almond in because its blooms are beautiful, bright pink, really, really pretty. So I thought I would give you a little update on the harvest, which is quite amazing. You know, all those blooms. So the tree is yet to be planted, and I've had to stuck it under the hedge because it's needing shelter. So here is our beautiful almond tree. And are you ready for this? Are you ready for the most bountiful harvest? I'm not, because there isn't one. So all of those beautiful flowers we have one almond here. We have one almond here. And then we did have a number. Yes, here we do. Here we have almond 3. So from all that fantastic flower, 3 almonds. I'm gonna make a killing on nuts this year. You know, the one thing this rain is good for is all the luscious May growth. And all around me, just green. We'll just come through the pheasant tree, and I just want to see Liara, whether she's had any babies, although I'm more and more thinking it is a phantom. Let's go through here. Here are all our pheasants. Here is my little walnut tree, again yet to be planted. The other one died, so I just have the one walnut tree, but it's doing well and it's got some suckers coming up here. Look at this heuchera. Isn't that beautiful? And it's actually, I've just realised it's starting to flower. I haven't yet worked out where I want to put these plants. So I've got some mint and some chives and things. They're going obviously in the market garden. But then I've got this. I always forget what this is called. Lady's mantle. I can't remember the other name. So I've got this. I've got a nice hosta. I've got another hosta here. This just stunning heuchera. Lamb's ear. And a couple of other bits. So I haven't quite worked out where they're going. And then let's have a look. Let's have a look. Wow, look. Nothing. I mean, look at the amount of fur she's pulled. The fact that she can pull that and isn't completely bald is quite astonishing. But yeah, I think this is a phantom pregnancy.